guys, this is Archer from Lancaster Archery Supply. Got to bring my bow with me today. So today is going to be a review on the Bowmar Nose button. Now this is a new product that just came out I think really can help a lot of archers. A lot of you are familiar with the kisser button that typically goes right here above the D-loop that you then place in the corner of your mouth at full draw. I've used those, I've set a bunch of those up in the shop and they work great, especially for new archers. My couple gripes with them have always been that sometimes they can increase face pressure. So if you have an archer that already is pressing into the string pretty hard, putting a kisser button on a lot of times is going to exacerbate that. The nice thing about the Bowmar Nose button is it doesn't increase face pressure at all. Whether you anchor on the side of your nose or the tip of your nose, it's not going to give you any tuning issues. It's not going to throw anything off on your anchor point. What it does do is keeps your head position much more consistent than anything else I've found. So even with a peep sight, you can have small inconsistencies in where you anchor your hand on your face and where the string sits on your nose. I've always anchored with the tip of my nose on the string, but I've oftentimes found myself, especially at longer distance, having that hand sort of cheat up and my head sort of slip down because I'm aiming with a bottom pin. My peep sight starts to kind of subconsciously rise. So the nose button really helps you check that because it's something you can feel. It's a haptic aid to where you can feel that thing on the point of your nose and you know whether or not it's moving. It's very spiky, very pokey on the outside, and that's good because if your head moves at all, you notice it. You definitely can feel when you're slipping out of your anchor point. So it's going to be a great aid for anybody who anchors with the tip of the nose on the string or anybody who anchors with the tip of the nose on or their string on the side of their nose. It also comes in two sizes. This is the small I have here. The large one, I think, for me isn't as good because I already anchor with the tip of my nose on the string, but for somebody who maybe just moved to a short axle-to-axle bow, I think it's going to be huge because a lot of the bow manufacturers are coming out, right at that 30, 29 and a half, 28 mark, and those bows are great to take with you to the tree stand. But when you're at full draw, that string angle can be pretty brutal. So having that larger nose button I think is going to save a lot of people with longer draw lengths and help them keep an anchor point and hand position they're used to and still maintain consistency. So when I installed this thing, it was super easy. They tell you to tie around it and then below and above. I only tied around. I didn't have any issues with it moving, just tied around the top though. It's easy to get set. It does hold itself on the string fairly well, so you can kind of put it on there and then move it up and down and play with it, draw back a few times till it's in the right spot and then tie it down. And I really haven't had any issues with it moving, creeping. I've shot a bunch of arrows with it and it hasn't budged. So everybody's going to use this thing differently. For me, what I found is the best way to use this is to draw back, come into your anchor like you normally do. And I normally anchor with the tip of my nose on the string. I find the Bowmar nose button and then I find my peep sight. And at that point, when I start aiming, I'm looking at my pins and my level. I'm really not focused on my peep sight as much anymore. So that nose button becomes really critical because it lets me keep track and minimize any movement in my head position or shift in my peep sight alignment. All right, guys, so that was a review of a really cool new product, the Bowmar nose button. If you like this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notifications bell so you receive updates on upcoming videos. If you have any questions about this or any of our other products, be sure to call in or check us out at lancasterarchery.com.